Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 51. We've passed 50. 50's in the dust. It's way behind us. We've reached 51. We're pushing forward, and we've decided to do something different tonight. We like to watch the CW. We do. And CW does something that most channels don't. They have the crossover, where they bring all their shows together, and they do some weird thing involving aliens and weddings. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have an alien wedding. No, not really. I'm here. This is Ryan. My brother here. Chris is here. Katrin's here. And we're joined by the most number of people I think we've had on the show. 3 more people from our... I'm going to call them our sister podcast because that's a thing, right? I don't know.
That's a thing.
Why not? Sideline Warning is here with us. If you haven't listened to Sideline Warning, they are sports... podcast. They mostly talk about some Alabama.
Hey, we did our first show without Alabama this last week.
Well, that's good.
We didn't talk any Alabama this last week.
Oh, that must have been they're terrible at baseball.
Yeah, it was all baseball and all a sport that you and I like, Ryan. Wrestling, which is a sport.
Yeah, brother. So Dave's here, Ben's here, Adam's here.
Oh, you got them all right.
Yeah, we're all here. They didn't even say hello. They're just so in awe.
Hey, we're here. Hello. In fact, I'm just amazed we were able to get all 6 of us in the same room together. This is really crowded.
Well, I do have a big office. It's
I'm sucking it in.
Huge.
I got
somebody had talked
when we had my dad on, because my dad's an author and he writes books. Shout out to his books. You can find them on Amazon. Type in Gary Street. They should pop up. He was like, what did he say, Chris? He was like, we're here at the Texas Theater with thousands of people listening to us live. We're like, what are you doing?
He was making it interesting.
He was
getting into it.
Right.
Getting into it.
So check out his books. He just came out with a new one. I still have a cough. It won't go away. It refuses to go away.
Oh.
Have you taken vitamin C, lots of orange juice?
I've taken everything.
And Hall's cough drops.
Yeah.
Hall's.
Fire cider.
The fresh maker. Sponsor.
Yeah, try fire cider.
Fire cider?
Fire cider.
What is that, like whiskey?
It's apple cider vinegar that's been stewed with onions and jalapeno peppers.
Oh, gosh.
It'll knock it right out.
Yeah, but the back end is going to not like me.
Oh, that's...
I'll have to get a new toilet after that. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Before we jump into what we are talking about, I just want to, WrestleMania was this past weekend.
Woo!
I know my brother loves wrestling. Katrin adores wrestling. I'm sure, since they deal with sports on Sideline Warning, they all love wrestling.
Of course.
No, we only deal with sports on Sideline Warning. We don't talk about wrestling because it's not a sport.
It's a male
sports,
soap opera.
It's sports entertainment. Hey, I'll take male soap opera. It's fine.
Why not, right?
I like
I
it.
like the CW. That's fun.
Now, I did wrestle in high school. That was my sport.
Wrestle. Oh, like a real sport.
Yeah, like a real sport. Yeah, I did wrestle. So until I was taken out by a pro wrestling move that a guy decided to use on me.
So wait. You mean you were actually injured by a pro wrestling move?
Yep, in high school
you
wrestling.
So you can be injured by one of the professional wrestling moves.
You can if it's done wrong. Yeah.
Dave, you can also be injured by a stage prop, and that doesn't make it a sport.
What was it, a heel turn that you were injured by? Because we were talking about that on our podcast.
Actually, you could say that. It was a guy that thought pro wrestling was completely real, and that's how
it was still real to him, dang it.
Yeah, and he DDT'd me into a cinder block wall. And I got a severe concussion from it. He was immediately ejected from the practice, and
but that's not
that was practice.
That was practice.
Talking about practice.
Wow.
We're talking about practice, not a wrestling match. Practice.
Well, yeah, because a wrestling match, you're not going to be surrounded by cinder block walls. You're going to be in a gymnasium. But anyways, so yeah, I love wrestling. It's fun. You go into pro wrestling, you go into it knowing, hey, this is not real. I mean, it's the outcome is already decided. It's a male
You go
soap
into-
opera. It's just
you go
fun.
into-
What? I'm confused.
It's fun. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's
But
just
when
like
we- when
anything
we-
else.
When we had our debate, Dave, I think, almost won the argument that it's a sport until he mentioned that some matches turn halfway because the referee has an earpiece, and that's where he lost me. I couldn't get past that.
So does the NFL. So,
Yeah, but
Go ahead, well, Dave. You're applauding, but they're not up in the booth saying, "Call a holding penalty, please."
have you watched some of the
That's the
NFL
NBA.
games?
No, that's the NBA.
how many NFL games have you watched lately, Adam? I mean, come on.
2.
I've seen sports movies. I think they all have a script, so I think it's.
Well, it's just
really
anything
good.
with the Hall of Fame is sport, right?
The real issue are the folks at Buffalo Wild Wings who keep interfering with the games. That really throws a lot of these NFL games off. Overtime, extra flags.
Well, there's the Pizza Hut shoe that will pause the game now. So that's just everything's wrong. Anyways, wrestling's fun. WrestleMania this last year, most of it was fun, and then the last half of it, more than the last half of it, was not fun. But the first part I actually enjoyed. But Brock Lesnar hanging around longer. I know you guys don't care, but I care.
I care.
Yeah,
I care.
I'm tired of it.
Well, quit watching it.
Well, I haven't watched it that much recently because of that. I was like, forget it.
I
But
care that you care.
it's a TV show just like Walking Dead or anything else. It's a TV show. There's, villains and good guys and stuff happens and it's fun. It's fun. So you can like it and you're not like it. I don't care if you don't like it. That's your choice. I'm not going to say you're wrong. But just have fun
I
with
will.
it. Just have
I'll
fun
say
with
they're
it.
wrong.
Well, we're your guests, so we like it for the next probably 45 minutes. Yes, absolutely.
But then after WrestleMania, basically you have WrestleMania and then you have Monday Night Raw and then you have Tuesday Night SmackDown. So it sort of all crams together. This whole overall section, if you want to call it or whatever, wasn't that good. I mean,
It was the worst booking that I have seen over the best card with the worst. I guess the worst way it could have been done. We as wrestling fans were promised AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura was supposed to be the match to end all matches, and it was a 5-minute stupid match. I mean, they didn't do anything. So,
oh well. I mean, what are you going to do? It's just sometimes it's time for people to retire, and Vince, I'm sure you're listening. It's time for you to retire.
I never thought I would say that I can't wait for Triple H to take over booking the shows, but I can't wait for Triple H to take over.
Well, Vince McMahon's about to be very busy. He's now a football executive.
Actually, he's not going to do it. He's hired other people to do that. He said that he's not going to have any hand in it. He's just going to be the guy that fronts the money, basically.
That's the most important job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing because he ran XFL into the ground the first time. So hopefully he's not making the calls this time.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be fun for it to be back just to see what they do.
As long as they give me my Birmingham Bolts back.
Who knows? But yeah, so we won't talk any more about wrestling. We have a wrestling episode you can go back and listen to, and we'll probably do another one of those one day. We'll make Chris talk about wrestling.
What?
I'm sorry.
I was on that because Chris didn't want to come and talk wrestling. Wasn't that it?
No, he was out of town or something.
I was out of town.
Oh, okay.
I made a trip out of town, so I wouldn't have to talk about it.
That's right.
Okay, so tonight we're gonna do something in a second. We're gonna basically combine sports with Disney and make a Walt Disney World bracket to decide which is the greatest ride in Walt Disney World. Before we get to that, there was some other Disney stuff that came out this week. There was some Millennium Falcon ride footage that dropped, actual ride footage that they're working on from the ride. Katrin saw it. I saw it. I don't know if anybody else saw it. Chris was watching it.
I was watching it when we were talking about
To
it.
me, it looks like Star Tours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
But it's like the way they're filming it is because it's going to be like a dome for the cockpit. So it's going to be sort of around you and on top of you. So that'll be different than Star Tours. But, supposedly it's supposed to be really cool. But the footage they showed is basically in a hangar. And the Falcon takes out some AT-ATs by running them over and knocking them down like dominoes. Yeah. And then flies backwards and then flies out. I think that's pretty much all they showed.
Yeah, it makes me think that they're maybe adding an element to where you can kind of look around and not just seeing a screen in front of you. It's more like it's wrapped around you, so that because they were showing how it could move side to side, and they were talking about how it kind of looked funny because it warped it a little bit because the camera is in the middle and is turning all this. So yeah, they didn't. It was weird because it looked like it was some kind of press conference or whatever thing or whatever. Not really press conference, whatever it was, and. They had been talking about it, but they left out some key parts of like what's actually happening. But I don't know.
I'm sure. I mean, it's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot like the rest of the new rides coming out. I think.
Yeah, it's got to be cool.
Oh, Dave's got his finger up.
Yeah. Hey, you told me to raise my hand. So supposedly
not that finger.
Oh, sorry. Supposedly, when they first told us about this ride, they said that somehow how you did in the ride was going to translate into the rest of the park and the land. Did they talk about that in this video? Because I hadn't get to watch it.
It's just basically, it's like I mean, I don't think it is like this, but it looks like somebody took a camera and was like, oh, they're testing footage. Let me show it to everybody on my camera phone or something.
Yeah.
So nobody was talking. The only thing at the end, they were just said something like, oh, there it is, or something. Random. They didn't really say anything about it. From originally, they said that you're going to be able to pilot the Falcon. So I don't know how that's going to play in with what you're seeing on the screen. If you're actually going to pilot, or if it's going to be like Mission Space, where they say, "Do this now. Press this button."
And even if you don't press the button, it still happens.
Override. So,
but be like a follow your own adventure story type thing.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's just going to be super crowded, so super crowded
for a while.
For a while.
So that's 2019.
Yeah.
The 50th anniversary of the park is 2021, or 50th anniversary of Disney World. So Pandora was just last year. I think people are waiting for Toy Story Land to kind of funnel Pandora crowd out. We've got 2 years before we have a funnel out of Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
So
it depends on when, and then it also depends on when they open this Star Wars resort experience. Because what they're probably going to do is they're going to do the initial opening, let the crowds go crazy with that, and then they'll open the resort, which will spark more interest, and it's just going to keep going.
So about 2030, I'll get in to go those rides.
Yep.
The lines will be better.
I will go somehow.
Okay.
Somehow
I'll go by myself. I don't care.
Yeah, it is opening in Disneyland first.
Right.
We know that. So it probably won't open at Disney World until, I'm going to say Christmas time.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I was guessing they would do Memorial Day weekend at Land, and maybe September at World at Hollywood Studios.
Maybe
to try to boost that down part of the season.
Maybe
I don't think there's going to be a down part.
There's not really a down part anymore. We're going in October, and it's probably still going to be slammed.
That's true.
I'm going down in June, but I'm not going to the parks. I'm going to the Void.
I'm actually going down next weekend to do the Disney Star Wars half marathon.
There you go.
And Adam and I will be doing the Void.
This is the last time you hear from Dave.
It's going to be like Weekend at Bernie's from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been terrified to do this thing, and Adam said, no, we're going to finish. If I have to drag your behind across the finish line, we're going to finish it. Adam's running it with me.
Just don't be that guy that the grandma in the golf cart picks up because you're going too slow.
No,
I am terrified.
I refuse, David.
Because they will pick you up and they'll say you're done.
Yeah, yep.
The
The lagging wagon will not be interacting with us that day. I guarantee it. Like I said, if I got to drag you, man.
If that happens, can you film that on your phone?
Oh,
I'm
gonna have a GoPro on me. So.
Yeah, show Dave getting dragged off by grandmas in golf carts because that would be hilarious.
That would be on the Sideline fan page. That'd be on the I Am Geek fan page. That'd probably be on the BLT fan page. That'll be.
Oh man. Okay, well, let's get started. So what I've done here, I know you're listening and you can't hear, but or see. But I have the bracket. I've laid it all out. I plugged it all the things in. There's 48 rides. It's a lot of rides.
So and I had to cut some out.
Yeah.
The Swiss Family Treehouse was a very hard decision.
I was really upset about that. I love the Swiss Family Robinson. I really wanted the Treehouse in there. I was there in the fall, and that was like one of the highlights of my day.
The Swiss Family Treehouse is going to be our Royal Rumble late entry, like Final Four. The music from the Swiss music's going to hit. It's going to be coming running down the aisle, and it's going to take them all out. And the Swiss is going to stand.
If that wins, I quit my podcast and I quit your podcast. So,
all right, there you have it, folks. Let's vote for Swiss Family Robinson, please.
SWIF.
So what I'll do, I'll put a JPEG of or something of this on our fan pages or listeners, whatever you guys.
You could do a bunch of polls.
I can do a bunch. It would be a bunch of polls.
I mean, you could do them. I mean, once a day. Son, I don't know. I mean, just to. But I mean, nobody's gonna.
I may put some polls on there, but I'll definitely put this on there so you guys can look at it, fill it out if you want to.
Please do.
So yeah, please do. You know how long it took me to do this thing?
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
It would have taken me 5 minutes if it didn't crash on me for like 3 times. Okay, so we're gonna, because there's 48, there's some buys. So what we're gonna try to do right now is make it through. We're gonna debate amongst ourselves and make it through the first round. So we'll narrow it down for you guys, for the listeners, where you don't have that many that you have to choose from. If you disagree with us, well,
too bad.
Tell you what, I got one. If you disagree with us, you can call the Sideline Warning Blitz phone.
Sure.
Adam, we have a Google Voice phone. Adam mans that. Adam, what's that phone number?
931-44-BLITZ.
931-44-BLITZ. So if you disagree with one of our decisions, call us and let us know. And we'll play that voicemail on air as long as it's family friendly.
Someone's going to get really animated about Swiss Family Treehouse.
Yeah, I can't believe you did that. The Fritz and Franz, or whatever their names are. Fritz and Hans.
Stairs in the summer.
Fritz and Hans. I think it was Fritz and Hans were the brothers.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I haven't seen that movie in 20 years.
I have it. I have the DVD sitting in there.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to
I
break
just remember
it out.
one of them was the guy who was in every Disney movie.
Pretty much.
Old Disney movie.
That's how they did that back then.
One guy.
All right, so here we go. We're going to do the top WDW rides. The ones that got the buy are basically the icons that would slaughter anything else. So, like Space Mountain and stuff like that. I mean, those are those ones you're not going to like. They're not going to lose to like Living with the Land or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
I got some arguments.
Wait, you're telling me Living with the Land would beat Space Mountain? Podcast over. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
But you're living.
As Scar would say, I'm surrounded by idiots. Anyways.
The shallow end of the gene pool.
Yes. All right, so Well, we'll just start from the top, and I've got a pin.
Ooh, in pen. That's brave.
In pen. I'll write down our winners, and then we'll go from there.
So we're going to do like a majority 4 out of 6, or because we got 6 of us.
I guess we'll see what happens.
Okay,
we'll give our arguments. If you have an argument, because we're only doing this for like an hour or so. If you have an argument, go ahead and give it. If you're like, I don't care either way, then just don't care either way. Don't be like, I've got to figure out an argument. Well, actually, this ride was made in blah 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 and had 3 screws that were loose, and so that's why it loses.
Say that.
It sounds like you've listened to a couple of sideline warnings, and you've heard my MO.
I was on
Dave's
one.
always got 3 screws loose on the show. So.
Remember, I was on one where you guys dropped one on me and said, "Hey, pick these basketball teams you know nothing about, or football teams, or whatever it was." And I'm like, okay, this team's gonna win.
And you basically didn't do a bad job.
I know. I never do. I always win those stupid fantasy things that I do.
Gosh, I know the feeling. Yeah,
people get so
Adam.
mad at me. I did one with hardcore fans, and I was just like, it was an NFL one, and I just picked, I know that guy. I like that guy. And then I won the whole thing, and they just, because they said, we're going to have a big prize, and then when I won, it just became silent, and there was no prize.
What a saying.
I know. All right, here we go. We're starting from the top. Test Track, which is found in Epcot, which is a simulated ride in a car that you did when you got there. And Primeval Whirl, which is found in Animal Kingdom, which is a mouse roller coaster, basically, if you want to call it that.
Did you know?
Oh, here we go.
Please.
Did you know that ride is the outside version of the track in Dinosaur?
Primeval Whirl?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that goes that's
Yeah,
down. Yeah, I read that one time, and they said if you pay attention, you'll see things that mimic what's inside of Dinosaur. I've never ridden it.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, it's not the way the okay, it's the thing.
Not
It's
the
what's
exact-
happening. It's
the
basically
storyline.
the storyline.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I thought you meant. I was like, wait, it's not multi-layers in there. Dinosaur is the exact same ride as Indiana Jones in Disneyland.
Yes.
That's what I hear.
Indiana Jones Disneyland is much better.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
That's what I've been told.
Never been there.
I've read both. Indiana Jones much better.
Yeah, but
So where's that on the list? Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's on. That's on the.
Right
It's
now?
the paper over.
Is that
The
what we're
Florida Park.
picking?
That's on the other side.
Yeah,
All
fill in the other side for us, Chris. Okay, so Test Track versus Primeval Whirl. For me personally, I would vote Test Track here, just because it's fun. I like the old Test Track better than the new one.
Oh.
The new one's sort of like Tron-ish. It's still okay, but I just like the old one where you're like in a factory. So that would be my vote.
I don't see any reason to vote against you on this.
So just to clarify, so Primeval, because it's been a while since I've been to Disney.
It's a mouse coaster. Basically, you're in a sort of a round seat on a roller coaster track that spins around as you go.
Okay, because I've ridden it. I remember riding it now, and actually, I would probably go with Primeval Whirl and Test Track.
Here we go.
Because Test Track to me,
It's gotta be
it's like Test Track to me is driving to work every day.
Stop.
You get to drive that fast in Dallas? I thought it was like slow in Dallas, just sitting on the.
No, it's slow. Then you have to speed up to avoid someone hitting you, and then you slow down again.
Something
It gets
about
real
that.
hot.
Something about Test Track when it hits that, when it goes from the outside to the inside, even though you're just going 60 miles an hour, it's just so fun. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
You're whipping around the curves,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It makes me feel like a kid, sort of.
Yeah,
Well,
this one. Go ahead, Dave.
No, go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
I was going to say this one for me. I mean, Primeval Whirl. I love. A lot of people hate Dino Land. I love the theming of Dino Land.
Yeah.
The whole story behind it of you got the Dino Institute, and this was the theme park, little amusement park that was built for all of the interns
Yeah.
in the Dino Institute. So they had something to do over the summer. I love that whole story. Test Track wins the award for the most wasted cubic feet of space of any attraction because it's a huge building, but it's only on the ground. But I think for me, it's got to be Test Track. As much as I love the story of Dinoland.
My favorite part of Dinoland, which is not on the list, is the actual playground area.
The Boneyard.
Yeah, the Boneyard's so cool for kids. It's just like really fun for little kids. I did see somebody get stretchered out of there though.
That's cool.
Wow.
After riding Primeval Whirl?
No, in the Boneyard. They got stretchered out. I don't know what happened to him, but it's interesting.
They made it the Broken Boneyard after that. So.
There.
So that's 3 for Test Track.
1 for Primeval War.
And I'm going to cast a vote for Test Track as well.
All right, so Test Track wins.
The crowd.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go against everybody on all these.
Sweet.
Moving on.
The villain.
This one's another no-brainer for me, but for you guys it might be different. Mission Space, found in Epcot, which has 2 different tracks. One that's goes really, really fast around in circles, and one that doesn't. Basically, that's what it comes down to. I got a funny story about Mission Space, if we have time. And Tower of Terror, which is based on the Twilight Zone. It's a drop ride. Takes you up, drops you down.
Multiple times. You
never know how many times or in what combination. It just happens. Now this is in Disneyland. They got rid of this one, and now it belongs to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
They rethemed it.
Yeah, rethemed it.
And it's fantastic.
Mission Space. One of the first times I rode Mission Space, we were in line, and in front of us was a family with a very, very, very pregnant lady, like 8.5 months, probably. I don't know, 8 months. Very pregnant lady. And so my wife and I are sitting there like, okay, she can't ride this ride. I mean, this is G-forces. That baby's just going to pop right out of there. And those little baggies they have in there is not going to do anything for it. And she waited in line. We're like, and she gets to the front of the line, and the attendant there, the cast member, was like, pulled him aside and was like, I'm sorry, because of your condition, you cannot ride this ride. And she was like, no, I'm riding this ride. And we're like, no. She's like, no, you can't ride this ride. And they stood there. I mean, we were waiting. You go through all the queues they have there. And they were still arguing back and forth when we got on the ride. And I'm like, maybe this lady was like, I'm tired of this baby being in me. I'm getting it out one way or another today. So I don't know, but it was just like, what this ride is, right? I mean, it's just G-forces. It's not gonna end well. But so don't ride. I mean, those signs, they're there for a reason. When they say pregnant people can't ride, it's because a pregnant person tried to ride it
somewhere.
When they say keep your hands and arms in, it's because somebody put their hands and arms out and lost them. That's why the rules are there. Because
rules are made to be broken, Ryan. Rules are made to be broken.
All right, so my vote is for Tower of Terror. That's just my vote.
Oh,
yeah. I'd have to go with Tower of Terror too. Even though Mission Space was the first attraction to open after I moved down here, and I loved it so much I would ride it multiple times a day. But then I realized that I have locked myself in a sealed capsule, sometimes with 3 complete strangers who just ate French or Indian food, possibly.
Yep.
And I haven't ridden it since.
Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror.
I just love all the storytelling around Tower of Terror. Just the family disappearing, going through the hotel, seeing the ghosts, everything leading up to the anticipation of that first drop. So I got to go with Tower of Terror.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. Have you seen the movie?
Yes. Steve Guttenberg.
Steve Guttenberg and the Tower of Terror. I love that movie.
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'm Tower of Terror as well because I can ride Mission Space once.
Yeah.
And that's about as much as my stomach can take on it.
Yeah, me too.
Tower of Terror, I can go that. I can ride that all day long. It's so fun. But yeah, the story behind it, everything. And just the gift shop afterwards. I just like to wander around the gift shop for forever in there. It's good.
I wish they would just have like an actual Tower of Terror you could stay in, because that would be kind of fun. If they had what's the hotel called? Hollywood Tower.
Yeah.
They should just have that there. I'd stay in there, or like a haunted mansion you can stay in. Or something. Anyways, getting off course. Okay, let's move along right along. We talked about this one a while ago. One of these. So this one we've got Soarin' and we have Dinosaur.
Yeah.
One, Soarin', you're flying in a hang glider. Well, now you're flying around the world with CGI animals and stuff, which you didn't have before. Yeah. And then the other one, you're going back in time and seeing the dinosaurs.
This is a no-brainer to me. Even if you do the first one or the one that's going right now, Soarin' wins this hands down. Soarin', to me, is one of the best rides at Epcot, even in its current state.
Oh, I like the new one. It's just funny seeing the CGI polar bear like waving at you.
Yeah.
You drinking a Coke?
Yeah, he's like, hey!
You having a Coke and a smile?
He's like, join us at Club Cool afterwards.
Yeah, I give mad props to the Imagineer that designed Soaring and the whole story behind how he just built it with an erector set. But Dinosaur for me feels so out of place with most Disney rides, and that it scares the crap out of little children every single time. I have to go with Dinosaur because of the reaction my son has on it, I love taking him on it. So
I don't like going on Dinosaur because it's so loud.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm an old man, but I'm like, why you gotta be so loud, dinosaurs? I've been out in the Florida heat all day. I've got a headache. Why you gotta be so loud? I know you're dinosaurs, but it's okay. Just drop it down a little bit.
I will. For me, the idea of Soarin' is great, but you can't beat dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are just too cool, so I'm going to go with Dinosaur.
So what are you going to do when they get rid of dinosaurs in a few years and replace it with Indiana Jones?
Get rid of that.
Well, that'll be something worth celebrating. I'm all for Indiana Jones too, but until then, Dinosaur beats Soarin'. What if they combine the rides and it was actually Dinosaurin'?
They did. It's called Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
I will place another vote for Dinosaur. That's my wife's favorite ride. That's our at Animal Kingdom.
What is going on here?
And I tell you, I've ridden Soarin' once, and it was fine. But every time we've been back, it's always 170 minutes. It seems like to ride it, and I'm like, no, it's not worth it. It wasn't that great to me.
Pass.
But that's the thing. It's like it's a tier 1, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So the last time we went, we had to ride Soarin'. I'm not Soarin'. Frozen. So it's like we already used the Fast Pass, and I don't know. It just wasn't good enough for me to have to worry about it because we're like, well, we've got enough we can do and get out of here. So.
And if we hadn't already sold it enough, there's a red, a yellow, and a white pipe right above the load area of Dinosaur that have the chemical makeup and scientific name for ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise. I mean, that enough.
I didn't realize that. That's funny.
Oh, well.
Because it was sponsored by McDonald's. So,
yeah.
So are we tied right now? Wait.
Yeah, I haven't casted my vote.
Oh,
here we go.
Wow, this is it right here.
Tiebreaker.
It's 3-2 right now.
Man.
I hold all the power.
Oh gosh.
So I totally get both points.
He's voting for Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse.
I'm voting for Swiss Family Robinson because of Hans. Really, initially, if I'm going into Epcot, and you always go to try and get the fast passes to the ones you really want to go on, I would go to Soarin' to get the fast pass.
You can tell that Chris hasn't been there in a long time because he's still going to the ticket booths to get the fast passes.
I'm running over to get my fast pass at Soarin'.
Exactly. I'm going off my experience. It's been a while. We go on the Disney cruises now, so whatever.
La-di-da.
In the British Isles.
I'm an adult.
So before you vote, since you mentioned paper fast passes, I was talking to a lady yesterday who used to work there for the college program. She's one of our vets now for the dogs. She was saying she worked at Toy Story Mania, and she was talking about the fast passes there and the lines and stuff. And she said that people found out that there's a button behind it that you could press and just get fast passes to pop out, and then they would have to man that to make sure people weren't doing that, because people would just be like, fast.
You could always tell. There used to be a key slot on the back, and whichever one was torn 35 degrees, that's the one you could push the button on the back of.
Oh, that's awesome. But I mean, if I pick Soren's Tide, so I got to. I mean,
what? Whoa! It's
really,
okay.
If I think about,
I've got a tiebreaker. It's okay.
You got a tiebreaker? Because I mean, if I think like story-wise, Dinosaur is definitely more interesting than Soren. Soren is a nice ride. You go in there, you relax, you get to smell some oranges. It's just good. But
where's my tiebreaker?
But now you can save a tiebreaker. I think I'm actually going to go for Dinosaur.
So is it fair to say this is our Loyola Marymount?
I think
Loyola
so.
Chicago.
Loyola Chicago, yeah.
Yeah,
this is our tournament.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Dinosaur is going to be the Cinderella story of this bracket.
I'm sorry, Dinosaur. You're up against Big Thunder Mountain next. I'm sorry, you're not going to win that.
You're not going to win that one. And if it does win that one, I will turn this podcast off.
Really, I don't think the one's going to win that one, so it really doesn't matter. So we'll go with Dinosaur.
Dinosaur it is. My Porg is gone. Porg was going to be the tiebreaker.
Oh. The Porg needs to make an appearance.
I bet my son took it. I bet it's out there somewhere. Oh well, maybe next time.
I can find a Porg sound effect.
I was going to flip the Porg and whatever you land, heads or tails, that was going to be tiebreaker.
Probably side, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll find something else. I got enough stuff laying around here if we got another time. Okay, let's moving right along. We've got the Rocket Roller Coaster that's found in Disney Hollywood Studios that has Aerosmith riding along with you. I don't know. And the music of Aerosmith. And then we have the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, the shortest roller coaster in the world.
That's how they advertise it?
Yeah. Welcome to the shortest coaster in the world. So, Rock and Roller Coaster, you have the iconic Aerosmith that has more fingers now, Steven Tyler, than he used to have. You're in a stretch, make that a super stretch limo, going upside down, round and round, listening to the tunes of Aerosmith. And then you have the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train that was advertised to be the next big thing for Fantasyland with the rocking back and forth.
So you don't care for it that much, I assume?
No, I like it for what it is. But they made it out to be way more than it was.
Yeah.
It's just very short. Very short.
That's what she said.
There we go. That's one.
There you go.
Write down the time. This is
Good night,
38 minutes. Anyways. Okay, so my vote, because it's one of the few, well, it's probably the only, it's the only roller coaster that goes upside down, right, in Disney World?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going
on purpose, yes.
When it's operating normally, yes.
I'm going Rock and Roller Coaster. There's something about that countdown at the beginning. It blasts you off. It's just fun. That's my vote. I do like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, but it is a family coaster, and it's sort of laid back, and sometimes the animatronics work, and sometimes they don't. So, Rock and Roller Coaster.
I think I'll agree with you. This was a tough one for me, though, because I actually do like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Mm-hmm. Mainly because it's a roller coaster I got my wife on, and she hates roller coasters. She hated me for it because, it was funny. So the whole the calm scene when they're in the mine, digging the diamonds.
Hi ho!
Right, we get to that, and then she hears hi ho, and she sees this hill, and she starts digging a trench in my arms. Like, I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
Wow.
Cater did that to me the first time I took him on Big Thunder.
Yeah,
I actually got her on a Rock and Roller Coaster the first time we went to Disney together, and didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. But I've got to go Rock and Roller Coaster on this one. That's one of my favorite rides at Disney World in general.
Yeah, I agree. Mine too. The launch is the best. I think that's one of the coolest things in a ride on property. So I go with the same.
Sometimes when you're picking a bracket, you've got to look at what else is in the bracket and how you think things are going to play out. And when I'm thinking about the Seven Dwarves Mine Train, I really just think it's wanting to be Big Thunder Mountain. And I see that's that matchup could happen down the road. So I don't want to pick Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Because I think Big Thunder Mountain's pretty dominant. So I'm going to go with Rock and Roller Coaster. Also, I'm the music guy, so I've got to get the music where I can, and so I'm going to go with Rock and Roller Coaster.
There you have it.
Katrin?
Yeah.
I have not ridden the Rock and Roller Coaster, but
one of the few I haven't got you on.
Right. But I have ridden the Mine Train, and I enjoyed it. I have a funny picture of when we rode it, and I had my wife and son were sitting together, and I sat with somebody I didn't know, and she was just she was cool and all, but like she had a funny face in the pictures, and it cracks me up, and it looked like she was kind of like scared or enjoyed it or whatever, but afterwards she was just like, I remember her getting off and be like, that wasn't anything. That was elation in her face. I was like, oh, I was like, okay. Which I didn't notice, until after the picture. I just thought that was funny. But so I'll vote for the Mine Train just because I've not ridden, but I guess it's not fair.
So in October, I'm getting you on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Probably not, but you can.
If you need an extra set of hands to force him on it, let me know.
Yes.
Get him on either side.
We've told the stories on here before, so I won't tell them again, but I tricked him into Space Mountain, and I tricked him into Big Thunder by telling him it was a train ride and a nice ride through space.
Yeah.
And he was hilarious on it.
Yeah, it was bad. And even we went on our honeymoon, not Ryan and I, but my wife and I. And she wanted to ride those as well. She hadn't ridden them in a long time, so I was like, okay. We did Thunder Mountain, and she experienced what you experienced, and I'm like your wife, Dave, where I get silent for a while. It's like afterwards, I'm just like, just leave me alone, But I have grown to like. Now we didn't go on Space Mountain that time, but we've gone another time, and I rode it, and I still hate it. But I do like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I've learned to enjoy it. I do love it. So there's that.
Yeah. And since the leader of Aerosmith just seems like a really nice old lady, I am also going to go with Rock and Roller Coaster. She just seems so nice.
I should vote for Rock and Roller Coaster. The organization I work for, Youth Villages, he has a fund called Janie's Fund, where he helps.
Janie got a gun.
Wait,
that's what. That's
Janie has a fund too.
It's Janie's fund. Yeah. So we have all those domain names. We have Janie has a fund. Janie's got a fund. All this, and but anyways, it's a fund that he started that helps battered women and children, and so it's really cool. But so go support the Janie's Fund. But I still don't like the ride. I don't think.
Well, you've never been on it, so you don't know if you like it or not.
I may love it. You
may love it, so we better go on it.
Better.
Okay, so we'll move along. Now, that one, Rock and Roller Coaster has some competition coming up because they're going to be facing Flight of Passage. So, there's that. We'll see what happens there. Dun, dun, dun.
I wonder what the winner of the next one's going to be.
So, we're moving right along. We're moving into the bottom bracket. Star Tours versus Kilimanjaro Safari.
Safaris.
So we have Star Tours, which is, of course, found in Hollywood Studios, that is based on Star Wars universe, and then we have the Safari that is based on a safari.
That is a safari.
Now you may think that I would automatically pick Star Tours, but this is a hard one for me because I like both of them.
But they changed Kilimanjaro safaris, right? So
they have.
Yeah, it's fun anymore. I think
it's like actually better. It's better than the Poacher story. I like it now.
I do like the nighttime one or the dusk one or whatever it is. It's pretty amazing. They have an LED wall that's behind some of the trees, for those that haven't been on it, that makes it look like you're constantly in the sunset, like there's a sunset going on. And it's pretty cool how they've done it. I really enjoyed that when I get to go on that. So, I don't know. I love Star Wars, though. But I haven't been on the new one. I'm probably going to hate the new one because it's based on some movie that came out.
Is it behind you? Is it behind you?
Maybe.
Based on Jumanji?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Wrong park.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so why don't somebody else take this one? Go ahead and vote, and then I'll think about it.
I'll go ahead and let you know. 4 years ago, I would have said Star Tours hands down. But when I took my two-year-old at the time, now she's 3, but when I took my 2-year-old in this ride, and I saw the looks that she had every time an animal passed by, something in my heartstrings just tugged at me. And because of that, Kilimanjaro Safari wins this one, hands down for me.
Oh, so I got 1 for Safari.
There you go.
Next.
I've got to go with Star Tours. I can't do a crossover episode with I Am Geek without getting a little bit of Star Wars going.
Fair enough. I do like my Star Wars, most of them.
Another vote for Star Tours. I've had some good experiences on there. One of the best ones. I didn't think it'd be as fun sitting in the front row. I don't know if y'all have ever done that. And maybe I was just excited to ride it again. But we rode in the front, and it felt even more like you were flying in some sort of ship. You know, instead of when you're in the back and you can see all these people in front of you. Yeah. But when you're right in front of that screen, it's like, oh my god, you know. But see, I have a son that's 6 years old, and he's sitting right beside me, and he's freaking out, and we're just like, this is the greatest thing ever, you know. So I think that because as far as Kilimanjaro goes, I do like it and enjoy going through it. I do miss all the talking back and forth with the people, but I mean, it's no big deal. But we rarely see a whole lot of animals, I feel like, and I don't know if it's the time of day we've gone. We always see the I don't know, is it a bull that has the big like a longhorn kind of thing or whatever? I feel like we always see that. And then, of course, they don't have the fake elephants, I guess, anymore at the end, so that's probably good. But
they got those real ones.
Yeah, they got so that's my vote.
Cool.
But the only complaint I have, I guess, against Star Tours is that pretty much every time I've ridden it, it's been the same video. It's not. I've ridden it. There's been one time, I think, when you and I rode it together. One time it was different, but most of the time it's been the same one every single time.
Always going to Naboo.
Yeah.
I'm with Katrin on this one because whenever I've gone on the safari ride, I feel like I'm like in Jurassic Park or whatever. Like there will be animals on your animal ride, right? And so I just miss. I don't know, time of day. I don't know, whatever.
I've always lucked out on the safari. There's always we got stopped by a rhino for I don't know 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It was standing in front of us and wouldn't move.
At least it didn't charge at you or something.
No, we thought it was going to.
I'm going Star Tours. It's venture. It's epic. It's one of those Back to the Future ride was probably the first one like that. Yeah. But this one was around that time too, and it was like they took something else that you kind of loved and put it in front of you, and you kind of got to enter the movies and stuff.
It's got a better queue too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool queue.
Yeah, I'd say Star Tours too. I like Safari. No disrespect to Simba 1, but I think for me the way they've integrated the new movies,
Simba 1.
The way they've integrated the new movies and actually kept the actors in it. It's the real actors. It's consistent with what you'd expect to see. I got to go with Star Tours, partly because of that, and partly because it's a shout out to Body Wars. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
Same ride system gives me memories. So.
Yeah, I would ultimately go with Star Tours. I got reprimanded on Star Tours once. I got yelled at by the flight attendant. I don't know what you would call the person that I was buckled in. I thought I was buckled in, and they're like, "Someone in here is not buckled in." And I'm like, and I was like that guy. I was like, "Who?" I'm like looking around. Who's not buckled in? Come on, I want to ride this ride. And they're like, "You, sir, are not buckled in." And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I tugged on it and it flew off. I was like, sorry. I didn't push it.
It was the uncle from Bewitched that was telling you that.
Yeah, he was there.
Excuse me,
sir.
You're not buckled in, are you?
But I do miss Paul Rubens on the ride. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman used to be Rex. Your pilots. Yeah. I miss old Rex. But he's coming back. He's going to be in Star Wars Land or Galaxy's Edge or whatever you want to call it. So, I don't know. He'll be there with Jar Jar, probably. Pedaling.
So, have any y'all ever been the, the Spy or whatever?
No.
No, my son was one time, but I haven't.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been in. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Maybe one time. That's why I've never bought the shirt. It says, I was the Rebel Spy. I can't buy it because I've never been it. All right, Star Tours it is.
Nobody would ever know, right?
I would know.
Just feel guilty all the time.
Yeah. I can't wear this shirt. It's a lie. Okay, here we go. Next one's going to be easy for me.
Yeah.
Mad Tea Party, which is found in the Magic Kingdom, which you're in a teacup and you spin around in circles until you puke. And the Carousel of Progress, Walt Disney's original creation for the World's Fair. I forget which World's Fair.
Which one are you trying to sell?
Where it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow every day.
Shining at the end of every day.
Yeah. All right. I'll just start this one, get it out of the way. I'm going with Carousel of Progress. It's just got the song. It's just got it gives you the feeling, it fills you with all the feels. It's one that Disney himself, created, and that's it for me.
Yeah, it's no doubt Carousel of Progress.
Yep, vintage Disney, air conditioning, in the dark, take a nap, Carousel of Progress.
My last trip to Disney World, I did the Carousel of Progress at the end of the day. It was really a perfect way to end the day. I cooled off. I got comfortable. Carousel of Progress is pretty amazing. But I'm going to pick the upset and go with the Mad Tea Party. Let's get spinning.
I can't ride that ride.
There's one in every crowd,
so
folks.
Sick.
I do love the teacups. My family enjoys it. We go as fast as we can and do fine. Oddly enough, at Dollywood in East Tennessee, their teacups for some reason make me sick. I don't know what it is. I can't do theirs, and other ones do. But the ones the teacups at Disney World never make me sick. I don't know what it is. But I will go with Carousel of Progress as well, just because it's super cool. I went through the whole bracket with my family this evening before or after dinner, and my son said that he would not pick Carousel of Progress because it's too lifelike. it freaked him out. But he at first he said, I picked both. I don't know. And we said, you got to pick one, but he went back to the teacups. But I'll go with Carousel.
But he's not voting.
The only reason I would pick Tea Party is because one time I watched this kid that thought he was too cool for school, like this teenager. When the ride stopped, he jumped out of the teacup and decided he wanted to jump over the fence to see how cool he was. And he jumped over the fence and went face first, planted right into the bushes. Because he was so dizzy. He just went jump, and then he was up in there, and he was like, nope. And he just went face plant. And I was like, I was so bad. I was like pointing at him. I was laughing and like making sure everybody around me knew what just happened to this kid. I don't know. It was hilarious.
Well, it doesn't really matter what I vote on now. But I'll have to, very merry birthday and go with Mad Tea Party.
Nice.
I already wrote in Carousel of Progress.
It doesn't matter anymore. But I had me and friend Jared Collinger. He was on here. We got on that ride and we just went to town on it. I mean, just so fast.
Whoa!
Town on it, huh? So that's why they closed it down for like a month.
No way was up on that ride anymore. And I have great memories of me and my mom going on that ride.
You need to stop.
Stop. Ryan, you guys are terrible. You're terrible. I have great memory, childhood memory. Great child. It's great. It's hard.
Family friendly.
Potty break. I don't know if that's supposed to be.
Let's call out Dave. Dave is going to take a potty break right now. He wrote in notes.
See you, Dave.
I was trying to be inconspicuous over
Wait,
here.
don't do it there. Go to the bathroom.
It didn't work that way.
Guess that's how they do it on their podcast.
It's an Alabama thing.
He did that. Didn't he do that the other
did the last time too, and we called
and I
him
didn't
out.
see it because I happened to be like looking at my phone, and all of a sudden he's gone.
And I was like, Dave's gone to the potty.
I just do the podcast from the bathroom, and it's just.
I have one of those things you wear on you strap to your leg.
I thought you were going to say a diaper.
So you just pee it into it. Okay, so Carousel of Progress goes on. We'll just go ahead without Dave.
It doesn't.
Okay, Journey into Imagination with Figment. Or the Enchanted Tiki Room. In the tiki room. This was it's actually called Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room.
Oh,
because it was another.
You need to change the paper.
It was another Walt. There wasn't enough.
Got to redo it.
There wasn't enough room to put that in there. That's why I just shortened Journey into Imagination to J. So this one for me could be hard, but if it was the original Journey into Imagination, did you wash your hands, Dave?
What?
Did you wash your hands?
Yes, I did.
That was pretty quick.
Did you flush? I didn't hear any flushing.
It's in the other room. I had to walk down the hall, okay? Hush.
Anyways, okay. So the original Journey into Imagination I loved. It was based around Figment and Dreamfinder. The new one leaves much to the imagination. It's not...
Oh.
It's okay. But I love Figment. Figment is actually my favorite Disney character. My favorite. When I was part of the Disney college program for that brief time, in the when they're doing the intros and stuff, when you're meeting everybody, they ask you to say your favorite Disney character, and I said Figment, and it was sad. Oh yes, I've got one around here somewhere. It was sad. I was like Figment, and then people in the college program, not that work there, but other college students were like, who? And I'm like, why are you working at Disney? Fools.
That's just sad.
It's just sad. So I love Figment. So this is another hard one. I love Figment. I love the Tiki Room. One's a ride, one's a show. I'll give it to my boy Figment.
Wow. Begrudgingly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna be very no one's gonna like me on this show. I don't like the Enchanted Tiki Room at all.
What?
Come on.
It is boring and there's no air conditioning in the room.
No. Okay, you hang on a second, David Adams.
Oh, he used my full name. Okay.
Walt Disney himself worked on that attraction.
Yes.
You're
like,
correct.
Those birds were his first test case for some of the audio animatronics that you can see now in Journey into Imagination with Figment. So,
and that's why it was really hard for me.
Completely throw it asunder. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw it asunder. For what it is, it's great. But when you put it up against Figment, Figment's going to win every time.
Here's what I want you to do.
I didn't get for what it is, it's great from what you said before. But okay. I'll let you retract it. I'll let you walk it back.
Here's what I want you to do. I know it's the Disneyland version, but I want you to go on YouTube, look up Disneyland's Enchanted Tiki Room with Maynard.
With Maynard?
Yeah. And look that up, and you'll fall in love with the Tiki Room.
Okay.
He's amazing.
But there is something different sitting in the Disneyland one, I'll say. For World, yeah, but sitting in the Disneyland one, he sat in that room and watched it when it opened. That's the kind of stuff that makes that one special. But
well, figure up.
Guys, I thought doing this crossover episode, things would be different. But they're not. When we do Sideline Warning, all I do is correct Dave and set him straight. And I've got to do it right here. The Enchanted Tiki Room shouldn't even be in this opening round. It should have had a bye because the Enchanted Tiki Room, those tiki birds are phenomenal. I love the birds. I love the show. I love the music. It's got to be Enchanted Tiki Room. And if you are picking anything against the Enchanted Tiki Room in the opening round, You've got some figments of your own imagination.
That's why it was hard for me. Because I just love Figment so much. That's the only reason I picked Figment. But, I think Tiki Room's going to take this one if we just let it play out.
Yeah, I've got Tiki Room. I love Figment, but I don't like the newest version of the ride. So, yeah. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah,
We're 2-2.
I'm going with Tiki Room. Hawaiian culture. You can sit down. You can get a Dole Whip.
That's true. I'm changing mine to Tiki Room because you can get Dole Whip. You can get Dole Whip right outside the door.
I want them all.
It's changed.
All you gotta say is 2 words: Dole Whip.
You say Dole Whip to me, and I will choose anything over anything. If there's Dole Whip involved, I'm there.
You take a Dole Whip on a journey into the imagination.
No, it's a different park.
It would be pineapple juice by then, Dave.
Actually, you can buy it at Epcot sometimes of the year, but they call it pineapple soft serve. They don't call it Dole Whip, I don't think.
You can put Beverly in it.
Oh, gosh. What's your problem?
Okay. So I think I've been outvoted, haven't I?
I think Dave is done. I think the rest of us continue on. Dave, you can just go back to the bathroom. So is that Katrin? Did you say?
I did not say. I'm gonna go with Figment though.
Yay!
Super Figment.
Only because I've not ever experienced it to here.
What?
You clearly haven't even been to Disney World.
Wow. We just never did, but we were planning on doing it this time. We just always skipped it. So
you're doing it this time.
You go inside, shorter line for the Dole Whip.
See, I don't like Dole Whip. See, unpopular opinion, I don't like Dole Whips.
More for me.
So Katrin's off, Dave's off. So it's just the rest of us.
Too strong of pineapple flavor.
Well, it's because it's made out of pineapples.
I know. That's too much.
This pepperoni pizza tastes too much pepperonis.
Right? Jeez.
This is for another show, but I've got pineapple winning my fruit bracket.
Hey, I
do
would
like
too.
Pineapple. Don't get me wrong. I love fresh pineapple, but it's too acidic or
Have
something
you had
like
Dole Whip with the pineapple juice? Have you had the float?
Yeah.
Float is the best way to go.
So he likes pineapple, but he doesn't like the whip. The Dole Whip.
Cool whip. Cool whip.
I'm sorry. How are you saying that? Oh.
Sweetens.
So
we're going with Tiki Room? Tiki Room?
Louis.
Tiki Room.
Mama.
Yeah, I think Tiki Room.
Mom.
All right. We're at an hour. Surprise, surprise. We've got one more. We've got one more in this bracket, so we can decide if we're continuing on or what we're doing.
Next one. I'm having fun though.
Let's try to go faster. Next one: Country Bear Jamboree versus Dumbo.
Actually, you got Country Bear Jam.
I ran out of room. There wasn't enough space on the paper.
There was plenty of space.
No. When you type it in, it like cuts it off. It would cut off the first of the word. And then,
not my Photoshop. It doesn't.
No. It's the bracket I used online. Don't come on. Okay. Anyways, next time you can make it.
Next time on I Am Geek.
Yeah, Chris makes the freaking brackets
For fruit.
Guys, I don't like pineapple. It's too pineapple-y for me.
I like pineapple.
I tried to eat it, and the green thing kept poking me in the face.
Anyways, Country Bear Jamboree versus Dumbo. Another show versus ride.
Yeah, the movie ruined it for me on Country Bear Jamboree. We're going to go with Dumbo.
Yeah, for me, Dumbo swoops down, hits the country bears in the head, and there's blood on the saddle, so Dumbo wins.
Blood on the saddle. It's still amazing to have that song there.
Generally, when we're picking things for Sideline warning, I generally go with the elephants. Roll Tide. But in this particular case, I've got to go with Da Bears. Da Bears, Da Bears, Da Bears.
I just don't understand how we have changed the oxen scene at the Pirates, but we haven't removed the song "My Woman Ain't Pretty, But She Don't Swear None." Come on.
Look, this is going to be another emotional pick for me. My daughter's favorite stuffed animal is the Dumbo that she got when she was 10 months old at Disney World on her first trip. I have a video of her the first time she rode in Dumbo, and the smile on her face is just something I can't pick against. So for my daughter Ellie, I'm picking the Mumbo ride. Mumbo. She says Mumbo.
There you go. It's for you, Ellie.
Yeah, because of my son, I'm picking the Dumbo ride because he loves Dumbo. So, he's 3. So, but I do love Country Bears.
Yeah.
But Dumbo wins this one.
Dumbo wins.
Did everybody vote?
Yeah. Yes, Dumbo. Moving along.
Doesn't matter what. Anyways.
I think, hey Ryan, the first time I think that my son rode it because we went with you guys his first time.
Yeah.
He rode with you guys, you and Jennifer.
Yeah.
We're like, which was nice because my wife and I got to get it by ourselves. But yeah,
I'm a pretty cool guy. He used to think that we lived at Disney World. I'm like, I wish.
I want to go back there, and then what he says about
I want to go to Ryan's house or Street's house or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's what Charlie used to say, or my son would say. He's like, I want to, let's go back to Ryan's house.
I know somebody that lives at Disney World.
He lives in Disney World?
In Disney World.
Literally in the castle.
That's the topic for another show, but it was like, where could you hide out in Disney World overnight?
I can think of some good places.
Anyways, okay, so are we moving on?
There's a tree house. Yeah, we're moving on. I'm okay with it.
We can knock out the...
Okay, let's knock them out. Yeah. We're moving into another section here. Living with the Lamb. Living with the Lamb. Or the Land. Either one. Living with the Land or Grand Fiesta Tour, starring the 3 Caballeros.
Oh, I didn't know that was what it was called. Jeez. Yeah. Okay.
So, Living with the Land...
Change my answer for that one.
You cannot get margaritas after you get off of Living with the Land. So I'm going with the Grand Fiesta Tour with the 3 Caballeros.
I was like, what are you getting at here? And I was like, oh yeah, Mexico pavilion. All right.
I was like, you could if you walked over, I guess.
Yeah, if you walked over to the Mexican pavilion, you could.
They'd melt by then.
Yeah. Both of these are located in Epcot, just in separate sections.
This is for me the 2 boat rides that have recently changed for different things. I don't like the voiceover narration at Living with the Land anymore. Yeah. That takes away a little bit from me from having the tour guide aspect. Mm-hmm. I like what they did with Grand Fiesta Tour. I thought it made that attraction fit a little bit more with the Disney brand, so I got Grand Fiesta Tour.
Me too. Grand Fiesta Tour. It's one of those rides that normally does not have a line that you can hop on and just have fun seeing the 3 greatest guys there are. Donald... What's the other 2? Pancho? No.
Yeah, I forget what the other one's
name is. Pedro? I don't know.
No.
Wow.
Yo quiero Gran Fiesta Tour.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Where'd that come from?
Now I'm gonna. Okay, so did anybody want to go?
We're good there. Land? Let's go.
Ben, are you gonna be contrarian?
I can't say no to a Fiesta.
Arriba!
And it's Jose Carioca and Panchito.
Yes, that's Panchito. I've got them laying around here somewhere. The 3 of them. All right, here we go. Next one. A new one. This was a new one to the parks. The Navi River Journey versus the Cali River Rapids. River versus river.
Ooh.
Who will reign supreme?
It won't be a stupid blue alien.
Whoa.
So, Kali River Journey.
Man. That species is Dave.
Kali River Rapids for me.
I've never. What's that?
Which is the Kali River Rapids?
It's like the raft ride.
It's the boring raft ride.
It's the round raft ride.
Yeah.
So when you get wet on.
Oh, okay. Like at Dollywood?
Yeah, like Dollywood.
Yes.
But it's really short. It's Dollywood one's way better.
Well, I've not ridden the Navi River ride, River Journey, so I don't know if I could really necessarily vote for this one.
You can't.
Sure.
He's saying, I'm out. Not voting for this one.
Do you recuse yourself?
Yes.
I'll if there's a tie or something, I'll try and come in and help out. But
I've actually never ridden Cali River Rapids, but I'm still going to pick it because I have been on Navi River Journey, and I got off thinking, that's it? So
that's what I did when I got off of Cali River Rapids. I got off thinking, I got really wet for that? Because it's really short. Really short. What?
No.
Oh, that's what.
Do not say that.
No.
And there you go.
I'm going Navi. I've been on it, and here's why I liked it.
Yeah, you have a good reason.
Yeah, I have a good reason to like it. I was there for one of the after hours things. Walked on, no line. Rode it all the way through, which I thought it was the technology and what they did was phenomenal. The animatronic at the end is one of the best animatronics I've ever seen. I got to the end, getting ready to get off, and they said, "Hey, you want to go again?" I said, "Sure, I'll go again." Went around again. Got to see more stuff that time than I saw the first time. Got to the end. They're like, "You want to keep going?" I was like, "One more time." Went around again.
Now, can you do Flight of Passage that way?
No.
Every 300 minutes, yes. You can do it every 5 hours.
The more I wrote it, the more I saw, and just the brilliance of how they did some of the things. Like if you look above you and you see these big leaves, like banana leaves, with frogs, you can see the shadows of frogs jumping, and when the frogs jump, the whole leaf moves. Like the whole leaf moves like it's like there's a frog jumping on it, and it's not a frog; it's an alien frog or whatever. But and then if you look in the background, you see this log, and then all of a sudden you see this thing that looks like a millipede going around it. There's just all kinds of stuff that if you look, especially
if you read it 3 times in a row, you're going to notice these things.
Well, yeah, but I was the only
like
one on it.
Star Wars.
It was so
Jedi.
cool.
If you watch it 3 times,
I liked it the first time going through it. But the more I wrote it, the more I saw. The times that I rode River Rapids, I've just left it going. I did that at Dollywood.
Who doesn't love a raft ride with a theme story behind it around deforestation? That's just uplifting.
No, it's not. It's
Fern Gully Divide.
I'm going Navi.
Yeah, we're 1-1.
Cali River for me because I've not ridden Navi, so I guess I'm like Chris. I'll have to wait to make my vote for sure.
What's the expression? You never step in the same river twice. Is that right? I've never stepped in either of these rivers, so I feel like Cali River Rapids is the more famous of the 2 rides, right?
Well, it's been around longer.
It's been there longer, but everyone's probably going to Navi. What everybody's talking about right now, probably.
Yeah.
Well, if Navi's the hot new thing, I'm gonna pick that one then.
But if you look at the next round, I don't throw that
not,
either one.
It's not going to win the next round.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So I'll go with Navi then.
Nice.
Make it difficult.
Yes, Navi wins. There you go.
And Dave, knowing you as well as I do, thank you for not breaking into song when Ben said that.
You're very
no
welcome.
Pocahontas, please.
You're very welcome.
No one likes Pocahontas.
I really did think about it. Not gonna lie.
Pocahontas because of Avatar? Is that what you're saying?
No. Stepping in the river, just around the river bend.
Oh, just around the river
bend. No. We were so close, guys.
Have you ever seen that? Anyways. All right, next, moving on. People Mover versus the WDW Railroad. Both icons right here, fellas. Both of the Magic Kingdom. Both have their uniqueness and their fun. It's another hard one. People Mover takes you all through Tomorrowland. Sometimes you get to see the lights on in Space Mountain, which I've ridden a lot with the lights on in Space Mountain, and it's scary.
Terrifying.
As a tall guy, I do not want to do that.
You don't know how close you are until the lights are on. And the railroad is, it's a train. And Disney loves his trains.
I'm going to go with the railroad. No explanation. Just going with railroad.
If we were at Disneyland, I would have said railroad because of Walt. But I'm going People Mover because it's a cooler ride.
Yeah, I'd say People Mover too because that was the vision of how people would move around when Epcot was actually built. So it's technically the last actual thing from Walt's original version of Epcot in the parks.
Adam said it a lot better than I could, but that was kind of what I was thinking. I know Disney loved railroads, but the People Mover was more part of his vision as far as futuristic moving and travel. So I'm going to go with People Mover.
People Mover.
Yeah, People Mover. You can always get on it. There's hardly ever a line that I've ever seen. I don't know, but the train you got to wait. You got to wait for. But the People Mover, it's. There was one time I remember saying to my wife, I was like, if I could go to the park one time, just right now and be there, and just ride the People Mover, I'd be fine.
Yeah,
because it's like it's relaxing and you get to see everything, and then I could go home and be fine. If that's all I could do, I'd be cool with it. So.
I'm going for the makeout ride, the People Mover.
Hey. Needs a better name though.
I think we just got one.
Yeah,
makeout ride.
The makeout ride.
The Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover.
One time there was a guy. He used to be an intern for me. His name was Stephen Morrow, and his dad's name was actually Thomas.
Oh God!
And so on the ride, when they say Tom Morrow, paging Tom Morrow, they actually went to guest relations like, "You paged me. What's wrong?"
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Please tell me that's a joke.
No, that's a true story. 100%
true story. All right, moving right along. Frozen Ever After. This is a new Frozen ride. If you're not familiar with Frozen, then you're lucky.
Hey, good movie.
Let it go, Ryan. Let it go.
Just let it go.
Let it go.
Frozen After is in Epcot. It's based on the movie Frozen. It took over the Maelstrom. That's what I'm trying to say. Maelstrom. So it just got rid of that beautiful mural.
It's still there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, or at least it was when I was there.
Oh, maybe it is. It's been a while. Oh, because it goes backwards. It starts at the end. Yeah. And then versus the longest title in the freaking world, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid.
Okay, I didn't know. It's like J-O.
Yeah, there's no way I could fit that on there. So
Shut the Little Mermaid.
Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid, starring the Little Mermaid, Ariel, with all the other characters from the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
So both of these rides, I've been on them. And I've been on them. I like them both. I was hoping for more from the Little Mermaid, to tell the truth. I thought, okay, it's a new ride. See, that whole new Fantasyland, I don't know. I thought it sort of missed the mark, but the best part of the Little Mermaid ride is when Ursula lost her head. That was a funny video to watch. Mama, what's wrong with her head? I guess I'll go with Frozen Ever After. It's got that drop. It's got that drop in it.
Here's my criteria for picking Frozen Ever After. Frozen's an e-ticket attraction. It's a tier 1 attraction. Little Mermaid, you can walk on at the busiest time of the year with a 5-minute wait.
Yeah.
So I'm going Frozen Ever After.
Yeah, I was hopeful they'd do something with Under the Sea, but it's just a lift from the California Adventure attraction. Yeah. But Frozen, I think, has some neat effects. So even despite its problems with operating, I would choose Frozen Ever After.
I think with both of these rides, I don't care for either one of them really, but the queues are really good for both of these. I mean, if I go on that, I don't know. I mean, the cool thing about Frozen is like you're in Norway,
Arendelle.
Arendelle, thank you. Yeah, well, yeah, but whatever. But it's really cool. But then again, like you've got the cool, like the ring in the ground right at Mermaid, and you've got the things that there's like wedding ring, right?
No, that's the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, sorry. There's something
Why
in
am
there.
I going to Disney World with you? No.
I know it. This is why.
No, there is something in. Anyways, it doesn't matter. There, I knew that one was there, but I thought there was one. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But there's cool things to look at and through the queue, and so, I don't know. That would be the only reason I would go with that one, but maybe Frozen's a better ride, though. I guess.
Yeah, it's a better ride.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're picking the bracket, though, when you're picking a basketball bracket, you say, "Oh, this is the better team. I've definitely got to pick the better team here. I know it's the better team." But then your passions kind of get the best of you. And I'm still resentful that they've closed the Maelstrom and replaced it with Frozen Ever After. So I can't pick Frozen, even though it's probably the better ride. I'm going with Sebastian. I got my claws up. I'm under the sea.
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly. I can't pick something that took out the Maelstrom. Just can't do it. Too resentful on it. And really, I mean, I like Little Mermaid better than Frozen.
But you haven't been on the ride.
I haven't been on Frozen.
No.
But you wish it would disappear.
But I mean, I have heard it broken down so much, and I don't know. I've been on the California Adventure Little Mermaid ride.
Oh, well, there you go. You've been on the same ride.
And that's really, and I enjoyed that one. I really did. I thought it was fun.
So what was this? Was it 3 to?
I think Frozen won.
Frozen won.
Yeah, Frozen won.
Yeah.
That was a hard one.
It's all right. There's a large group of small children waiting for it in the next round. It won't make it
small
far.
Evil children are waiting.
It's a very, very small world.
They will destroy all.
Small world. Okay, have you guys ever read the books? I just forgot the name of the books.
The Sound of Silence? Yeah,
no,
I've read those.
Kingdom Keepers?
Kingdom Keepers. Yeah. Man, it's a small world. They're creepy in that book. They're creepy.
I've read a book about cats in a castle.
I haven't read that one.
Yeah, good author.
Oh, yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah, good guy. Good guy.
I've met the author of the Kingdom Keepers, though, so I haven't met the author of Castle.
I have. I went on a cruise with him.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that you're letting Strange Man take you on cruises, but that's for another show.
A strange man who likes cats. Too.
Yeah. Moving on. Here we go. Turtle Talk with Crush, found in Epcot, versus Triceratops Spin, found in Animal Kingdom.
I'll tell you what. This one would be like Auburn playing Tennessee for me.
Oh gosh, come on.
I dislike both of these. Turtle Talk with Crush, their coach is fat. Tennessee has a very the Triceratops Spin has a very ugly orange color. So I'm going to just flip a coin, and we're going to go with Triceratops Spin.
I'm picking Turtle Talk with Crush because of who has voiced Crush in the past. It's the same guy that plays Jack the Clown at Halloween Horror Nights.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Can I change my vote then?
You can change your vote. I did once.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, one change.
I'm pretty sure he did. He does a lot of voices for across parks, Universal, Disney. Great guy. Yeah, so that's who I'm picking.
Yeah, I'm going with Turtle Talk over Dumbo with horns.
Yeah, Turtle Talk I think wins. It's interactive. It's not. I mean, it's scripted in a way, but it's interacting with the audience, and it's cool. But you say "dude" and "totally" way too much.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
Smoking some of that seaweed.
Yeah, just the technology behind it. I gotta go with Crush.
Yeah,
it's cool.
He crushed it.
They had something like that on the cruise, right, Chris?
Yeah. They've got Turtle Talk with Crush on the cruises. It's really cool. I saw that.
Cool.
All right.
I don't know much about either of those rides, but I like turtles.
Oh, I love it.
That's so funny. Okay, so Turtle Talk takes it. Moving on. Muppet Vision 3D versus Prince Charming's Carousel ride. So Muppet Vision is in Hollywood Studios, involves the Muppets. Prince Charming's Carousel is right behind the castle in Fantasyland. It's a Magic Kingdom. Since a show versus a ride again, even though the ride just goes around in circles, it's still a ride. Fun fact about the carousel, though, it just last year turned 100 years old, I think.
And they refurbished it. Right now they're refurbishing.
100-year-old ride. So it's the oldest ride in Disney World.
Wow.
You got to give it to the old man. I'm going to give it to the carousel.
No. Statler and Waldorf's combined ages beat the carousel, so I picked Muppet Vision 3D. Because they're bolted to the seat.
So 1-1.
Yeah, I've got to go with the Muppets.
2-1.
Hi-ho, Grimmy Throat here.
Cheap 3D.
Waka, waka, waka. Let's all do our voices.
This is my voice. I am a character.
Why are there so many songs about rainbow?
That's all we can afford. Stop.
Yeah, stop.
So we got Katrin. What did you pick?
I hadn't decided on that one. My family picked Prince Charming, Carousel.
Who cares what your family picked?
I know. I don't think my son has seen. My son has not seen the Muppet Vision. We haven't done a whole lot of the 3D because he just never really gets it a whole lot of the times. But he might this next time more, so he might enjoy it. But he I don't know. We like our carousels, so I'm going to go with the carousel.
Is that 2-2?
Yeah, we're 2-2.
I got to jump in here and say Muppet Vision 3D. We haven't had anything else that was a 3D show to pick. I got to go with that. The Muppets are better characters. They're entertaining. They're funny. Prince Charming. I mean, he's charming, but that's all he's got going for him. Muppet Vision 3D is where I'm at.
All he did was be rich and find a shoe. I mean, come on.
I mean, really now, who finds a shoe?
Who throws a shoe?
So
what girl leaves a shoe? I mean, seriously.
Why did the shoe not turn back into whatever it was?
I'm wondering the same thing.
So is that 3-2? 3-2?
Yeah, it's 3-2. Who hadn't voted?
Me.
Oh.
I can make it a tie.
You could. And then what's our tiebreaker?
I'll just have to find something to flip.
Our tiebreaker is Muppet Vision 3D.
I like the cue of the Muppets better than I like the show, if I'm being honest.
That's a good cue.
The carousel.
Think of the kids' faces on the carousel.
Well, I know my son loves carousels.
Smiles.
He loves it. It's got the Sword and the Stone right outside there.
That's not part of the ride, though.
No.
Sorry, it's connected. It's 100 years. It's over 100 years old. I'm going to make our first tie. I'm making our first tie.
Oh.
I'm calling carousel. I'm going to find something to flip.
Wow.
Should I flip a
This
ghost?
one-
I can flip a ghost.
This is overtime.
This one competition is a 4-hour competition about all things, but mostly a carousel.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Okay, so I'll flip this ghost because it's the first thing I can pick up. It's not breakable around me.
No, it doesn't.
How's that going to land exactly?
So, like, if
Either
it
lands
lands,
on its
if
side
it
or
lands
on its
face
foot.
up, then that will be carousel. If it lands face down, then that will be Muppet.
Sure.
Sure.
Drum roll.
All right. This is great for listeners. They can't see anything. All right, here we go.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll.
Face up.
Yay!
Which
I don't
one did
remember
we
what
say was
face
what?
Carousel.
Oh, it's
Okay, I'm gonna test it to see. Make sure it doesn't just always land face up.
It doesn't matter. It's what you
Okay.
pick.
Okay, it doesn't. That time landed face down. All right, carousel wins. Carousel goes on.
There you go.
Ah.
Waka waka.
Waka,
I'm
waka, waka.
I'm voting against that one just on principle alone next time.
It's not going to win the next round.
No.
Probably not. Anyways, okay.
It might. I don't know.
Really?
Well.
Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh wait. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay.
Okay, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor versus Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Watch for the camels, they spit. Both are in the Magic Kingdom. One's in Tomorrowland, which doesn't really belong in Tomorrowland, and then one's in Adventureland, which does sort of belong in Adventureland.
I can show you.
I don't think I've ridden Magic Carpets.
It's basically Dumbo and Triceratops Spin and Astro Orbiters.
With camels.
Okay, I'm going Monsters Inc.
Yeah, I Monsters Inc. is hilarious.
Sully and Mike hosting it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I struggle with picking Monsters Inc. because I had some involvement with the opening, and I literally watched 172 straight shows while they were trying to get all the timings right. But one time they did make my mother-in-law that guy, and it was so worth it. So Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Monsters Inc. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to go against you guys. Every kid's dream when they're growing up is to fly on a magic carpet, and to a little kid, it's not. Nobody looks at that and goes, "Oh yeah, that's just like the Dumbo ride." Everybody wants to fly on a magic carpet. That's what makes the whole Aladdin story so good. I got to go with magic carpets and Aladdin.
Well, you're outnumbered.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
What?
That's from Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
Come on.
I know, but still.
Take your vote and put it back where it came from, or so help me.
It's a great musical. It's a great musical. You should see it.
I saw it off Broadway.
Yeah. You know the story of Aladdin didn't originate in, I think it was originated in like China or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't Middle Eastern.
Well, that ride is a lie. I can't vote.
It's either China or it was like Russia or something weird like that.
I thought it was one of the Arabian Tales.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't.
Oh, it's not? Really?
No, if you date back to when it originated, it was either China or Russia or somewhere else. I have to look it up again.
Google!
Interesting.
Hey Google, is Aladdin Chinese?
Anyway.
Next one's a match between Tails and Pooh.
Yeah. So...
Telepo?
Telepo?
Telepo making a comeback if you've listened to that one.
Ooh, Telepo. Who took my Telepo?
Don't say that. That episode didn't do very well.
No, it didn't.
Was it Ray Chase? We could say Ray Chase and
No,
down, right?
That was before Ray Chase. So the next one is Enchanted Tales with Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
So y'all couldn't vote for Frozen because of what it took over. I can't vote for Winnie the Pooh because it took Snow White's Scary Adventure out of Magic Kingdom.
Incorrect.
Do what? Or was it
correct?
Was it Wild Ride?
Mr. Toad.
Okay, well then, even more I can't vote for it. So I'm definitely voting for Enchanted Tales with Belle.
And I'm actually going to go the opposite direction, Dave. I'm going to pick it because they actually have an homage to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. In the actual ride itself, there's a picture of Mr. Toad handing the deed to the building to the wise owl. So I have to go with that. Enchanted Tales with Belle, I think, is a good experience. I think it's really neat, but I have to go with Pooh.
Go with Pooh.
Go with Pooh.
Number two.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the Aladdin story is firmly set in China.
Firmly.
Firmly.
That's what it says here on Google. The tale had nothing to do with the original 1001 Night Tales and doesn't appear in any of the manuscripts. Aladdin is Chinese.
All lies.
Fun fact.
Right. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Winnie the Pooh. It's again, I like the queues. It's got a great queue, and it's got a cool place where it's kind of weird though. It's like you can kind of go off to the side and do all this, or the kids can play with all this stuff on the side of the line, and I guess the parents can still be in line and they catch up, or I don't know, however that works. But it's a fun ride as well. So
I got to play the knight in Enchanted Tales with Belle.
I did too, actually.
Ooh.
And then Belle like gave me the look, like she was like, "Hey there," and she like stared at me for a little too long, and my wife got a little jealous. It was funny. It's like, why is Belle giving you the eyes? And I'm like, well, have you seen this? Of course you have.
Belle has a thing for beasts.
It's true. I'm a beast.
Which beast? The one in the movie or the one in the show in studios? Roar! Roar!
Not the one in studios.
Okay, thank you.
Enchanted Tales with Belle is fun, but well, it's cool because it's got that mirror that somehow turns into a door, which is crazy. And then you walk through it. It's like there's a mirror there. And then all of a sudden it becomes this huge door, and you just walk right through it. So it's cool, but again, it's a show and a ride. But Pooh is Pooh.
Yeah.
No matter how you pilot.
Yeah, I gotta go with Pooh.
So I think Pooh wins it, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, bother. This is a tough one. Think. I'm really resentful about Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. If that was something I could pick, I would probably have it in my Elite Eight or maybe my Final Four, because I loved Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And to know that Pooh's replaced that, I think I've got to just retaliate and pick Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Wow.
Wait, did Ben and I just agree on something?
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It took a different show for that to happen.
That's what I Am Geek is all about. It's about bringing people together.
Now people are going to want it every day. It's not going
And
to happen.
separating others apart.
Yeah. All right, so we're going with I think Pooh won it though. Yeah.
Yes, it's a load of poo.
Who wins?
So that does it. That's the first round of each of the 4 sections. But there's some contenders coming up. I mean, we've got starting out the gate next time or whatever we're doing this. We've got Expedition Everest versus Test Track. We've got Space Mountain versus Tower of Terror. We've got Big Thunder Mountain versus Dinosaur. Dinosaur doesn't stand a chance in my book. Flight of the Passage versus Rock and Roller Coaster. Spaceship Earth versus Star Tours. Toy Story Mania versus Carousel of Progress. Peter Pan versus the Tiki Room. That could be a hard one. The Haunted Mansion versus Dumbo. Pirates versus Grand Fiesta. Jungle Cruise versus Navi. People Mover versus Splash Mountain. It's a Small World versus Frozen. Tomorrow's Speedway versus Turtle Talk. Space Ranger Spin versus Prince Charming's Carousel. Hall of Presidents versus Monsters Inc. And then Astro Orbiter versus Pooh.
Orbiting Pooh.
Yeah, y'all gonna make me vote for Pooh on that one. I don't even like Astro Orbiters. I'm afraid of heights.
From Tail Pooh to Orbiting Pooh.
So there you have it. That's been fun. Hopefully you guys have had fun listening. Hopefully you haven't been yelling at us too much, saying you guys are wrong, you don't know what you're doing. But they could be.
There's a phone number to call if you are.
It's 87. Oh no.
555.
931-44 Blitz. 931-44 Blitz. That is the Sideline Warning Blitz line. And if you hate some of the picks we made, call in, and if it is family friendly, we will play it on the Sideline Warning episode when we have all of us guys on. I think, are we recording on Monday?
If it's okay with Katrin and Chris, yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Call the number, say I Am Geek rules and Sideline Warning drools.
We might not play that one on there.
Delete.
Delete.
Anyways,
mower of lawn.
So that we're at an hour 38 minutes. We went way over. It's going to be a long episode. Hopefully, if you made it through this far, then congratulations. Just a round of applause for you for making it.
Give yourself
listening.
a pat on the back.
And if you're normally a Sideline warning listener, we're sorry that it's so short this week.
That's why I listen to Sideline Warning when I'm going to sleep.
Hey! No. I need to fall asleep with this loud voice. Come on.
Just kidding. I don't sleep. I have a 7-month-old.
I thought you were saying, I'm just kidding. I don't listen.
I will say this. Our Twitter account promotes I Am Geek. I don't know if I've seen any Sideline Warning tweets
sometimes.
From, I Am Geek.
We are really bad with our social media. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
random.
Katrin and I I'm turning 40 next month. You know, we're in our 40s. We've reached our 40s, so you know this social media stuff. We're just like, what is this? What am I doing with this stuff? You know, we're more into MySpace, right, Katrin? You and I, we're the MySpace
right.
generation.
We're trying to get our MySpace going, but it won't.
Yeah, it's just not picking up. Chris is just, you know, Chris is Chris.
I'm just too cool.
He is too cool.
I do want to know: will this logo have the Sideline Warning logo with the glasses on it?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
We may be able to change it out later.
Yeah. You know.
This logo will probably be the one with Lucas the Spider on it because, hey, that got us like 500 listens. So we're just going to keep putting that on there until people figure it out. Go watch Lucas the Spider. You know, he doesn't get enough views.
Poor guy.
Make sure you check out Sideline Warning. You can find them on everything, probably. I don't know. You can find them on iTunes.
Yeah, iTunes. We're on Google. We just got on. Do what?
Are you on the Zune?
No, we're not on the Zune. We hadn't done that. We just got on Spotify, actually.
You got on what?
So we're on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
Well, how'd you do that?
It's actually quite easy through Libsyn.
We're trying to reach that Norwegian market.
They must have changed it. Because when I looked at Spotify, and this is a year ago, they're like, unless you have like thousands of listens, we won't even look at you.
But we do, right? Don't we, Dave?
Yeah, of course.
We've got it now. Sure. We've got thousands now.
Yeah. I need to look at that. I don't know.
Yeah, look at it.
Do you just go on Spotify.com, or what do you do?
No, I did it through our sound hosting site.
Oh.
So, Libsyn is good.
Katrin, let's see if we can figure that out.
Yep, we'll look into it.
Yeah.
But you can also follow us on Twitter. We're at SW The Show. We have an Instagram at SW The Show. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook fan group, Sideline Warning fan group. If you want to get in there, talk sports. You can even talk Tennessee. I don't care. We'll make fun of you. But join us. We enjoy having some interaction. I think the I Am Geek guys interact with us some, and we have a good time with them.
Yeah, I get on there and bash Alabama every now and then. I did today a bunch.
Yeah. You did. You Sorry. Really did.
It was fun.
We need to have Works with you.
Yeah, Dave can't even get a good comeback. I was just like, "You're gonna have Works with me? Okay, whatever that means."
Stupid iPhone.
You can find us on all stuff too. You know, every time it pops up SW Show, I'm like, oh, there's some cool Star Wars show that likes us. And then I'm like, oh no, that's Sideline Warning.
That's Sideline Warning. Just those guys.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Anyways, you can find us I Am Geek Group. You can ask to join that. We're on Twitter, I Am Geek Show. We're everywhere. Buy our t-shirts, please. Just buy our t-shirts. Shop.spreadshirt.com.
Yeah, we need to talk to you about starting up some t-shirts.
Oh.
So I think we need to get some.
The first step is buy our t-shirts, and then we'll help you.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of that, if you are interested in a t-shirt, April
Fool's Day?
17th and 18th, or something like that, I'll post it. 20% off all purchases on Spreadshirt.
Maybe I'll get a shirt.
We've got this sale just for our store.
It's just for our listeners. I worked out a deal with Spreadshirt. I'm like, come on, throw me a bone. And they're like, for you, Lena from Spreadshirt, she's like, for you, Ryan, anything. April 17th through April 18th. 20% off everything in the store. You can buy an I Am Geek t-shirt. You can buy a Monorail tribute t-shirt. The list, the Por favor, Montengo, blah, 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 blah.
That's what out.
There you
I
go.
don't speak Spanish. You can buy, hopefully I'll have another one coming up for the Adventures Club that will be on there. Some more tribute shirts. And then we have some other I Am Geek shirts you can buy. So
you know what that is? You know what that is, Ryan?
What?
That's too sweet.
Too sweet.
That is too sweet.
I'm gonna
Come
go
guys.
with that some wrestling thing.
Come on, too sweetest. Too sweet me, bro.
How about one sweet? Can you do a one sweet?
Is that a French? Is that a French wrestler? Is that a French wrestler?
Yes, it's very French. Ooh la
The
la.
French tickler.
Anyway.
Les Young Bucks.
I'm Ryan, and for the rest of the guys, this has been I Am Geek, episode 51. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging on. We'll talk at you next time. Good night, everybody.